Hello you lovely Feckers. It's time again for me to bring you another indie game. I'm not going to say it's a review because, as most of you know, I don't actually do in-depth reviews. If you want that kind of thing, then please, you're better off watching other videos or reading up on it on other websites. Me, I will just give you the basics. I do not go in depth. I do not go on about, spec and everything else. If you want that, that's in the description. It's also on the websites where you can get the game from. So yeah, this is just my take on this game and my thoughts of the gameplay, the game itself, and whether it's enjoyable to play. So here we go. So the game we're reviewing this week is Concursion. It's a blast from the past, but with a massive twist on the standard platformer gameplay. This is such a breath of fresh air and a change from the normal platforming games. The mix of genres and how they interchange on the levels is just mind-blowing, to say the least. In a matter of seconds, you can go from flying in space and shooting intergalactic enemies to being a ninja with his sword-wielding skills. No loading screens, just continuous gameplay. The way the game flows and the changes in the music tempo adds to the overall eye-catching and extremely entertaining game. Plus, you have the challenge of completing each level by a time limit and see if you can be one of the top of the world. That did my head in. I have to admit, I have spent forever trying to beat the times and getting nowhere. The gameplay is easy to navigate and you use the same keys or controller buttons through all the genres as you go through each level of the game. So it's like if you're used to certain keys, then obviously you're going to be using those keys all the way through the game. You don't swap and change because you're, say, 1 minute you're a shooter, so you have to change the buttons for that. It's all the same buttons. You use the same buttons all the way through, or the same keys all the way through. There's no difficulty setting, but I can guarantee you that the levels do get harder as you progress through the story. I found that, and I've been pulling my hair out trying to play it, I can tell you that much. You have the option to remap the keyboard controls, which is a good thing, because if you're used to using certain controls, obviously you would prefer to have them controls to do the same thing within this game. So you have that option to do that. You also have the option to play the game with a controller, which helps me no end because I'm terrible with the keyboard. I use a standard Microsoft Xbox 360 controller with a USB connection and it worked fine. I found the game to be very responsive to the buttons with that controller, so I had no issues there. You can also you also have the option to remap the buttons of the controller as well to the ones that you might be more used to, which is an advantage in itself, due to the fact that if you're used to playing shooters, say on the Xbox 360 or something, you have the option to change those buttons. So you've got, you're used to certain buttons that you press, so it does help you in that way. Obviously you have the same controls where you can change the sound, the sound is high, low, the gameplay is high, low. You have them options too. So yeah, all in all, the game is well built. The game is easy to play, but hard to get through. I'm going to put it that way. It's easy to control, it's easy to understand what you have to do, but get through those levels, oh my god, how will you be pulling your hair out. Anyway, I'm not going to go into the PC and Mac requirements, but all the details you can find in the description about that, and you can also find them on Steam as well. So just to make sure that your PC can handle it and play this game, then check out those requirements before you purchase the game. This is not a free-to-play game. This game is currently £6.99 on Steam. It was greenlit by the Steam community, so obviously they think it's a well worth the money game. And to be honest, I would recommend it if you like platformers and if you want something that is totally different to what you're used to from a platformer. So all in all, I'd say my overall verdict of the gameplay and the endless hours of fun, I would give this a well-deserved 8 out of 10. I love the game. I will carry on playing the game. blown away by, I wouldn't say the graphics are amazing, don't get me wrong, but the way they have created this game with 5 different genres within it, I think it's 5, and the way they've blended it together and the way the music blends with it and everything else, it just makes you want to keep playing it. It makes you want to get through those levels. So yeah, I would recommend this game if you are one of these people that just has to complete something. So once again, I'd like to thank the developers, Mastertronic, for giving me the opportunity for trying the game out. For free, might I add, and for giving me an extra Steam key for a free copy of the game to give away to one of you lovely Feckers. So, what do you have to do to win? It's pretty easy. All you got to do is go over to Mastertronic, show them some support and give them feedback on the game. You can find them on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube and of course on Steam. So pop over to their page on Steam, check them out and just, you know, give them some feedback on anything that they need feedback on. Leave them your thoughts on the game, etc. They always appreciate the feedback that you guys can give them. It's your feedback that makes their games better. So that's the way they put it. What you need to do is tweet this video out to all your friends and make sure to follow me and Mastertronic on Twitter for further updates and releases. I will know if you're following me because I will see if you have tweeted this out or not. So that is one stipulation to this. You must be following myself and Mastertronic to actually get put through for the competition. If you're not, your name will not be entered. Once you've done that, all you've got to do then is post a comment below and tell me that you have done that, saying that you would like to be entered into the competition. When I say post a comment below, I mean on YouTube. Do not post a comment. If this is posted up, say, on Gamer Clips, do not post a comment below the video on that site because it will not then come through to this side. So please, if you do want to be entered into the competition, make sure you come over to the YouTube channel, my YouTube channel, and post your comment below this video. Do not post it anywhere else. It must be below this video, so then your name will be put forward for the competition. And that's all you've got to do, guys. You don't have to subscribe to me. Don't worry about that. You must like the video, obviously, because then it gets put forward so everybody else can see it. So please, if you can, please like the video. Give these guys some support, because like I always say, the developers and the game producers and all that, they just do not get the credit they deserve for these indie games. It's always the big guys up there that get all the credit, whereas these guys, they do just as much work. And most of the time, the games are 10 times better. So I'm going to leave it there. Please make sure to enter the competition. I leave it open for about 7 days, so it'll be 7 days from the date of today. It's on the screen now. I'm not going to actually say a date now because I'm pre-recording this due to the fact that I haven't got much time. So the date will be on the screen, the closing date will be on the screen. So yeah, make sure your name is below in the comments for then. And you may be the lucky winner of this wonderful game. I hope you enjoyed this review or part review or whatever it was. But anyway, speak to you all soon. Take care. Bye.